You're listening to the official Minnesota Wild podcast, presented by Acrisure.
All right, what do we got?
No Bogosian, I noticed. What's his situation?
He's still trying to work through some things. So he will not play tomorrow.
Okay. Will you just bring up an extra defenseman just in case?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And mostly just rehab with him. Like, I know he had surgery earlier in the year. Like, nothing needed.
Yeah, there's no surgery. It's nagging. It's not. We thought it would get better a little bit quicker. So he's going to try He's trying a different method right now, and hopefully that helps. And possibly this week. But I would say day to day, because it's one of these things that I think it could just, with the change of protocol that he's doing, maybe it winds up being better in the next day or two.
Obviously, Hughes and favorite play big minutes. Like, how comfortable are you playing in those kind of minutes for a long period of time? This season, is that pretty sustainable kind of in your mind?
No, I think it's always a moving target. I think ice time depends on our lineup, depends on the game, depends on the game situations, depends on the game schedule, how guys are playing, matchups. I think it always varies. But they're always going to be a mid to high 20s. Is usually what they're going to get if you look at the role that they play, including special teams. So, is it 30 or more than 30 every night? No, that's not ideal. But there may be circumstances that does happen. But ideally, we would not like it.
Yeah. Do you? I mean, is part of that like do you have a lot of trust for the third pair? Or is that an area where they've got to get better?
Well, you know what I would say with some of the ice time too is that I think that sometimes our shift times are too long, and I think that does add on to onto those minutes. Correct. So it's not that you don't have trust in other people, but I do think at times, it could be like a 2-minute power play, or it could be an extended shift where you get hemmed in, or there might be a time where we need to change and we stay on a little bit longer. I think that jacks up the ice times, but that's something in general, that we always talk with the team about, and usually we're good at it. But I felt like the other night we had some extended shift times that we need to button up. So that's I think some games it leads into a little bit more ice time.
Like OT the other night too.
Correct.
Guys out there for 2 minutes.
Correct. Yeah, and that's something we gotta we need to just be thorough with.
There's been so much overtime lately. We have heard at least one player say, well, at least we got that point, at least we got it to OT. How do you avoid them being satisfied with just getting it to 60 minutes and getting that 1 point and still, making sure you're driving for 2 every night?
Well, we are. I mean, I think that's probably a post-game comment, right? Where that would be said, but there's by no means are we trying to get games into overtime. Like, we're trying to win in 60 minutes, and we're trying to get 2 points every night. And I think that that's what our objective is. And it's a lot of tight hockey, and we've been in a lot of those games, but it's not trying to just get a point out of the game. I think post game, that's usually what you would say. One's better than none, but the objective for sure is 2.
And it just kind of shows maybe the parity in this league that games are that tight.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's a ton of parity. I think, and when you look at anyone can beat anyone on any given night, regardless of the record or where they are in the standings, and lots of tight games. And I would imagine it's going to be that way, particularly down the stretch. The last games here before the Olympic break, and then I think when you get back from the Olympic break, you're down to, I think, maybe 24 games. So that's really going to heat up, and that's usually when it's the most fun to play as well.
You still waiting on the Brodeen timeline?
I would say 6 to 8 weeks in that frame. Yeah.
From today, or
no, from last week, or what's today? What is today? Monday?
20, Monday.
Yeah, from last week. Yep. From Tuesday. From Tuesday. Yeah.
Anything else for Coach?
All right, you guys have a great afternoon.
For an extraordinary advantage in sports, you need a game plan. For an extraordinary advantage everywhere else, all you need is Acrisure. With a high-tech human approach to insurance, cybersecurity, and more, Acrisure helps you take care of what you care about. That makes winning easy. See what Acrisure's extraordinary advantage can do for you at Acrisure.com.